Hey YouTube. Ugh, I know I look crazy, but I just got out of the hospital a couple hours ago. Not to give birth. Nope. Nope. Probably gonna have to make a story time about that. But I just got out the hospital and I just clocked into work. But I got a couple messages today, like wondering like where I was, where in my pregnancy. So I kind of just wanted to give a little update about that. So here's my belly. I done got huge, big as a house, and I am 35. Yeah, I think I'm like 35 weeks. Yeah, I'm 35 weeks in a couple of days right now. So while I like explain to y'all what's been going on, where I've been and all that other stuff, I figured I also do like a nursery tour. Cause like it's been a minute and I haven't talked to y'all about nothing. I haven't showed y'all my progress or none of that. So I figured we could like kill two birds, one stone. Okay, so and in advance, y'all, like I do apologize if I seem like emotionally detached, because I am not an emotional person. I do not come from an emotionally available family. I did not marry into an emotional available family, so it does not come naturally to me. So I do apologize if like that offends anybody in advance. So let's start with my first trimester. So in my first trimester, I had a lot of pregnancy denial. Like I couldn't believe I was pregnant. I really didn't believe I was pregnant. I was kind of just like going through the motions and doing what I thought I was supposed to do when you find out you're pregnant. And I was realistically and honestly, I was just hoping that eventually my like feelings would catch up to like what was happening to me, which is really weird because they never did. And eventually that became a bit they gave me a little bit of guilt, and it increased my depression. But the last time you guys heard from me, I was in the end of my first month of my second trimester. And my depression, it kind of just crept up on me. And I don't know if Corona had anything to do with it, because I couldn't go anywhere. Like I was working from home. Like I couldn't see nobody. Like I was just like I was just isolated and I was sad. But the second month of my second trimester, I became very, very sad. Like, I did not want to get out the bed. I slept like my whole day. I would just sleep my whole day away. I felt like I felt guilty sometimes, a lot of times, because I would wonder like, well, like what'll happen if like I don't have this baby, or what if the baby just went away, or maybe I'm not really pregnant and they just got it wrong. Maybe they got it wrong, right? And then I would feel bad. I would feel like horrible. I would feel really bad for thinking that, and then that would kind of send me on a spiral, because I would always think like, oh my God, like how can you think like that? And like that's like the most, like the worst thing you can think about. And but I honestly never saw myself as a mom either. So it was a lot for me to kind of restructure who I thought I was as a person and who I was going to be. And a baby just didn't fit that mold, because I like to move around. I like to do things or not do things or not be tied down. And having a baby just kind of put like a kind of like a, I don't know, like a different spin or a different vibe on things, and I just couldn't understand it. And it was a lot for me to work through, because at the same time, I was at home a lot by myself. Like I said, I do not have a emotionally available family, so we are not very emotional people. We don't react well to emotion. And a lot of my friends who were supposed to be really good friends and really close friends kind of just disappeared. So I was alone. And being alone, especially in the beginning of a pregnancy, when you kind of are not used to what's happening, or not sure what's supposed to happen, what's supposed to, like, what you're supposed to feel, what you're not supposed to feel, it is very emotionally damaging, and it can take a toll on you. And it took a really big toll on me, because I didn't have anybody to say, like, hey, are you okay? How are you feeling today? Or, and don't get me wrong, like, my family and everybody was excited for the baby, and they would ask, like, oh, what can we do for the baby? What can we get for the baby? But nobody really asked, how are you? Right? So I had to, like, be happy and, like, fake happy and smile, and just try not to, like, fall apart, because I did not, and I knew I did not have anybody to pick me up if I fell apart. Oh, this is harder than I thought. So a little bit later into my second trimester, I started getting really, really bad anxiety. So most of you know, I got two babies, two little doggies, Luna and Paris, and I would just freak. Like, Luna missed one of her vaccinations. And so they would go outside, and I would take them to potty, and I would be so scared. And I would, like, look all around, and it was just, I had a lot of paranoia, because I didn't want her to get bit or get rabies, and I didn't want them to, like, fall. So when they would, like, jump up in the car, I would just, like, feel just anxiety, like, just horrible, horrible, horrible bits of anxiety. I fell the last month of my second trimester. I fell off of my husband's grandma's patio, and I wasn't seriously hurt. I just twisted my ankle a bit, and luckily I did not land on my stomach. But from that point all the way up until actually just even now. I have a horrible fear of like stairs. I have a horrible like I have anxiety around anybody like walking downstairs. Like it could be anybody. Like I could just see somebody walking downstairs and I will literally panic. Like when I tell you I will panic, like I will panic. Just the thought of like somebody walking downstairs. I panic when my dogs have to walk down the stairs to go eat or and that's a really hard way to live. And I have nightmares about like falling or somebody falling. So my anxiety just got really bad. And the weird part is my anxiety was really bad over like small things, So it was never like anything major like, oh, I could get into like an accident, or it was like stuff that probably would never actually ever happen in real life. So, it took a lot for me. And so I went through a phase after I started recording where I was scared that like somebody would try to take my baby. And that I didn't deserve the baby, so somebody would try to take it. And so already being in COVID lockdown, already not really being like surrounded by a lot of like friends or family. Well, I won't say that. I was surrounded by family, but I was not surrounded by like a lot of friends. I did not have a lot of like external non-family support. I kind of just became more of a introvert, which is opposite of who I am. And I just stopped doing everything. I didn't want to record because I didn't want people to like see how far along I was, because I was scared that somebody would find me and they would like take my baby. I was like watching it. And it sounds so funny now, like just to like hear me say it, but like I will be watching Lifetime videos and Oprah to see like how people try to take people's babies before, so that I could be ready. That is so sad. Oh my God. But I was genuinely and seriously like I was terrified. So I stopped everything. Like I didn't go anywhere. I wouldn't go to the store. If I was ever at home by myself, like I had all the alarms on. Like every door had to be locked. In August, September, if it was hot outside, like no windows could be open because I was scared somebody would come through the window. I was scared like people was like watching me, and I just had really, really bad paranoia. If somebody would like text me out the blue that never texted me before, I would be like, they're trying to steal my baby. So I would talk to you for a little while, and then if you said something that was weird, I'd be like, they trying to steal my baby. I just know it. I'm not talking to them no more. So eventually, that kind of toned down as I neared my third trimester, and I started to like express like how I was feeling to like some of like the people around me, and they would like challenge my views and be like, well, how would that happen if this, that, or the other? And that really helped me to see like some of the things I was saying or thinking was kind of silly. It probably would never happen. Especially like me falling probably wouldn't happen again. Especially the way it did. And I started to be a lot more grateful for just everything. Especially, falling and not hurting myself. And I started, instead of finding like the bad or the fault in different things, like the good. And how like grateful I was to be at home and to be able to be at home with my baby and things like that. Now granted, I won't say that I do not still have anxiety. I do still have very bad anxiety, especially when it comes to like the baby. Is the baby moving? Is the baby what's the baby doing? Is the baby eating? Will my dogs like the baby? So I do still have some anxiety, but it's more practical than it was before. I will say that. And that is my story about where I've been. And I kind of just want to leave this by saying, like, if any of you guys like feel like anxiety or depression, like I would love for you to like share your stories below. And then if you're feeling it, you don't want to share the story, just know like you are not alone. It happens to the best of us, and you just gotta like push through it. You just gotta push through it. It doesn't mean you're a bad mom. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, because you're allowed to have feelings too. And just take it one day at a time. That was like the biggest thing for me. Just take it one day at a time, because if you think too far in advance, you will literally kill yourself. So just take it one day at a time. If you feel suicidal or like whatever, talk to somebody, because I promise you it'll go away. It'll go away. So that is it for my where I have been rant. If you guys like this, like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.